Okay, they brainwash my people saying that, um you don't need to be rich. Okay, KS, there's such thing that they have in the book says that it is not, it says that it's not good to remove your master from the power type, something like that. Can you believe? So they're saying if they're ruling, and if you want to come remove them, gonna be considered like sin, like you're gonna go to hell type. That's another like tactics that they play to control people. Okay.
Real quick, in the 48 laws of power, rule number one is don't I'm the master.
Mm, okay, okay. Here we go. You made it clear. Okay. You know what it says? That verse in the book. Okay. That book that is written by somebody that we don't know. They be like, I don't know. Okay. So they have over 20 prophets, right? None of them is black. Yo, that's crazy. 20 prophets. None of them is black. Okay. Even though black people are the oldest civilization. Like, come on now. Who wrote this shit, man? And then at the same time, the only reason why they're doing that is because some of my people, they still didn't wake up yet. They still did not wake up because they're still worshiping this book, and then the book is controlling them. It's not them. Okay, the book controls you about you how you can go to hell if you disobey your master. It is okay for your master to like whip you. You should respect your master. So the book teaches all this stuff, and then once you convert to that book, you fully like submissive to them. So like, how you say this, you don't have that African mentality no more once you submit to that, because yes, you're a strong person, right? But they weaken your brain, like the way you think is not going to be the same. Okay, that's why if you look at us, you can see we're, even though we're very strong and powerful, like even though we're the fastest people, we're the strongest people, but you can see that we still have issues in like coming together type. Because for example, if I want to unite with somebody who followed this book, he's gonna be like, because the book teaches that you should choose the book over anybody. So which means so if my brother submits to this book, so my brother will choose the book over me. He will choose the book over the land. And also once you become like Muslim, the lands and everything belongs to them. So which means that if you become Muslim, you automatically give everything to Muhammad. So which means that now the Muslims can come and claim what belongs to you, because now they say, "Oh, you're a Muslim, okay? But what belongs to us belong to what belongs to you belong to us too." And that's that and that's what they're doing in Sudan. So look, right, in Sudan we are about what 80 something percent Muslims, okay? And then if you look at the war happening in Sudan today, it is the same people who brought this book, right? They teach these people book, right? How they say, oh, we are all sons of Adam and Hawa, we all how we all the one people, right? And then if you're a black Muslim too, right? They're gonna look at the white Muslim superior, like better than you. Hey, we are all sons of Adam and Hawa. Like we don't even know who the fuck Adam and Hawa is. Like we don't like Hawa. Like what kind of African name is Hawa? You find me somebody named Hawa. That man's name. But anyway, so and then during the Ottoman Empire, so and also because some people they've been forced to like convert to the books, and also like if you don't want to go to the slavery, um you have to become Muslim to so that the Ottomans can protect you. So that's another tactic that they play in 1600 and 1700 to convert most of the Sudanese to the Islam. And then one side they become Muhammad, the other side follow Jesus. And then what they did is they make us say hate each other, or saying that kuffar. So that's why South Sudan is split, because So for example, people in the south today, they back in the day they were majority like Christians, you know, than Muslims, and they also have their own belief system too. But because they refused to submit to Muhammad, they made the others to go to go against like the fellow brothers, you know. And then that's how South Sudan is split. Okay, so they call them kufar. Kufar means non-believer. So they make them call kufar, blah 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 blah, until the country split, right? Guess what? Now they're fighting us now. You see that? They're playing tactics after they divide South Sudan, right? Now they start war with us. There's like, oh, okay. There's like, you motherfuckers, y'all too. So y'all also related to these people, huh? Okay, so now we on you guys. So that's why now we have war in Sudan now between North. So the Northern leader, he's also not indigenous either. Even Hemit is not indigenous either. But they're both fighting who should control the power. And then in those, they're using the Africans on both sides. Okay, so the people who fight on for RSF, they're black people. The people who are fighting for the northern government, they're black people. When you look at the battlefield, they're making us analyze each other in the name of their stupid donkey rider called Muhammad. But anyway, chaos. You know that's all I came to say. And also, I just found out that Cushitic doesn't exist before 1900 because even the guy who named it is he's a philosopher. Okay, from Germany, I think so. So you said it right earlier, and if they want, I can go pull up or they can go look up that name. Okay, so that's why even when you look at them, right, Kush, do they have a Cushitic in their language? Can they make a sentence using Cushitic? You know what I'm saying? They can't make that shit. And then when you look at the people who so-called Cushitic, they are not all coming from the same place. Like some people, like some from Yemen, some from Saudi, some from northern side of Africa. Some came from Aksum Empire, and then they're pretending to be Nubians, even though they are not the Nubians, because genetically they are not the Nubians, because there's no such thing as a Nubian. They integrate with the Nuba, and then they created another new race or clan called Nubians. Yes, this one. So when you look at the people who so call themselves Nubian, they look like this today. And this they descend from India. And guess what? We Indians came to Sudan too before. Okay, during the Italy war, even Mahatma Gandhi came to Sudan before. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe Mahatma Gandhi brought some Indians and never went back, and they reproduced, and then now they're claiming to be. Man, if you don't go eat some biryani, man. But hey, Cass, I'm gonna stop here. Hey, do your thing, man. And I like what you're doing. We got your back. We should all come together and unite one day. Otherwise, we will not be free because these suckers, they will not let us build nothing. We built, they're going to destroy. We built, they're going to destroy. That's all been happening since Sudan got independence in 1956 until today, right? These people, they never even built one clinic, okay? Well, if you go to Sudan outside of the northern side, there's nothing. Even though Sudan, one of the richest countries in Africa, maybe I think after Congo, Sudan is the second richest land. But when you look at Sudan today, it looks like a shithole country. Why? Because of those people ruling it, and they don't like the land. They don't like the land because they know that's not their ancestral land. They don't want to build there. They take their money. They buy buildings in Malaysia, So even though if you look at those people, look at every country that they control. Look at where the Africans live. Go visit the areas where the indigenous people live. Any country in Africa, go. Either in the East Africa, go to Sudan. Go look at where the indigenous people live. Like they live in a worse situation. You know what I'm saying? And they use that to control. You know what I'm saying? Because they control the resources and the economy so that you can beg for them to eat. Because that's all they do. They control the food and water. Okay, and so that the only thing you're gonna think is food. You're not gonna think about like building. You're not gonna think about something like you wanna do for yourself. Like for example, educating yourself. Becoming something. So you are not gonna get there because they're gonna make sure you're hungry. So they keep you hungry. They control the resources and the water so that you can beg them so that they can stay in their power. That's all it is. Divide and control. That's the same thing they did to Sudan. Before these people came, Sudan was one country. We never split Sudan before. Sudan was always one country. Guess what happened? After 1956, they got to the power. They started dividing Sudan. It was between the indigenous people, and then they use the indigenous people to analyze one another in the name of the donkey riding profit. But anyway, that's all I gotta say.
That was bars. Appreciate you, my brother. That was fire.
Yes, sir, brother.
That was fire. The brother exposed that a lot of our people was in these religions in the first place to save themselves from being slaughtered, tortured, passed around, and raped. Then we just, but the flip side is we've been so long that we've been devout. We forgot what we was Christians and Muslims for in the first place. It's the same thing over in America. They had to make us all Christians and Muslims before they let us go from slavery. That was one of the criterias for slavery to end. We had to be Christians or Muslims. Yeah. We had to be Christians or Muslims for them to end slavery. And then they fell in love with a couple of us, so that's how it was the Quakers. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff behind that slavery situation. And they brought in guns and alcohol. So when they ended slavery, after we became Christians and Muslims, that's why we got all these Christians and Muslim names. They brought in alcohol and guns. So remember, we use their guns and alcohol, and next thing you know, we are considered violent and dangerous. You see what I'm saying? Somebody with no picture, with an anonymous page, talking about I'm using pseudoscience. Motherfucker ain't got no profile picture. You don't even got no face. This motherfucker got no followers. You get muted, man. Shut the hell up. This motherfucker got no followers, no face, and telling me I'm using pseudoscience. For those who don't know, pseudo means fake. We're using people's faces and bird noses. The same people with narrow noses are literally E1B1B and J1 haplogroup. I don't even know how you don't see that shit. Y'all think about, my haplogroup. All these haplogroups got a narrow nose, thin lips, and drink milk and live in deserts. Stop the shit. I don't give a fuck what letter you make up. You drink milk. Your nose is narrow. You're skinny, and you eat out cows and nail sheeps. Come on, man. Y'all engage in bestiality. So remember, the Bantu is not a cannibal because we have food. Only people who are cannibals is people who don't have fucking food. That's a bar. Cannibalism is predicated on not having no goddamn food at all. So that means no milk and meat. That's why you gotta eat your own when there's no milk and meat. Y'all seen Yellow Jacket? Y'all go watch the series Yellow Jacket. People only eat people because they ain't nothing to fucking eat. People don't eat people for the sake of eating people. No dairy, no nothing. When you ain't got no milk, no meat, you get into cannibalism. So remember, we coming from the trees, nigga. The fuck are you talking about? There's endless fruits and vegetables. The fuck we need to eat and hunt and ain't nothing to hunt. When you can pluck it off the tree, you beast. See, when you got a motherfucking hunt, that means you not native or natural to there. And plus, you can't even hunt nothing naturally. You ain't fast enough to catch nothing. That's what you think brains over bronze means. Your bronze can't substantiate you in this animal kingdom.